What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, with another marker watch today. Before I begin the video, check out my website, YGOPaisano.com. I have a limited amount of these CR looking tokens. Adventure tokens, War Enchanters, Zir, Nib tokens, Sword Souls, Sky Striker, Ace tokens. These are all done in about, it looks like collector's rare. For those who do own one, comment down below, let everybody know. It doesn't feel like CRs. I own a bunch of CRs, and that's how these feel like. These look absolutely gorgeous. I have a limited amount of these. I more than likely will not be getting any more of these tokens for at least another month at the minimal. So if you want to go ahead and grab these, get them while they're currently available. They do ship on the 16th, which is 3 days away. Once again, there's a limited amount. When they're gone for a good amount of time. Looking at Dimension Force, Exo Scissors looking like a snack. Exo's Magnifica is a card that you're going to want to go ahead and grab. Whether it's this version or Starlight Rare, I think Exos are going to actually have real potential play in the future of this game. Mind you, they're relatively inexpensive right now. One of the newest cards, Magnifica, this card has dropped in value. It's roughly around $5 a copy. I think this is a snap pickup. You could go ahead and grab whatever you want, 2, 3. But at the very least, I think 2 of these are what I would recommend if anyone is looking to pick up Exo Scissors. This is a card you're going to want to have. Okay, so I like Adventures a lot more now because I hate Mystic Mine that much more of a card. With that said, some decks are running Mystic Mine. Let's not ignore the fact that they're not. One of the best ways to out Mystic Mine is, well, Adventures, easily. But did you know Illegal Knight's a card? Yeah, Illegal Knight literally says you can summon this card from your hand if you control an Adventure token. Quick effect. You can target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, give the control of this card to your opponent, and if you do, return that card to the hand. It's a quick effect, and I like it because of that. Obviously, you can be able to respond when your opponent activates a Mystic Mine. The value of this card, pre-sale was $70. What? The value of this card is roughly around $5-6 with shipping. You just really need one. I personally own one myself. Listen, I just want to say, because people are questioning if I own cards and I don't own cards. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I own a bunch of cards. I don't know why this is like a hot topic. Maybe it's not. But I'm going to be showing some deck profiles coming up soon. I have Flunderies. I played it at locals not too long ago and went undefeated. The deck's really good and really cheap. And I'll talk about that in a future video. But yeah, Legal Knight's definitely a card. If you're looking to run Adventures, at least this card goes in the side deck. It's a great card. Another card that's really good at Dimension Force, which nobody's looking at right now, is Odd Eyes Pendulograph Dragon. This card is insane in Drytrons. You know, going to Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals and meeting so many players, I always find interesting things from players I meet at locals, whether it's a new card tech and seeing it in action, or maybe a new reasoning. I learned this card from a young kid. Seriously. 13-year-old kid, him and his dad got together and built this deck, Drytrons, and played this card in it. I'll be having a Drytron deck profile coming up on this channel soon. It's just amazing the innovation to see young players come through with. And the thing is, the crazy thing is, I feel like younger players innovate more than current day players. And maybe I'm wrong, but I always see a younger player saying, let's try this, let's try that. They don't have that weird ego to take a loss. They don't care. They're still learning. And as they get older, they get better at this game because they had the ability to innovate. Look at Eyes Pendulograph Dragon. This is a phenomenal card. By the way, if anyone doesn't know what this does, especially if you're playing Drytrons, each time your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, inflict 300 damage to them. Once your opponent activates a spell card or effect, quick effect, you can place this card in the Pendulum Zone. If you do negate that effect, then if you place this ritual summon card in the Pendulum Zone, you can special summon one Odd Eyes monster from your extra deck. This is a big deal. One thing, I'll have a video coming up about this. I think you should at least pick up 2 of these. You're probably only going to play 1, but why not grab both of these? This card's an excellent card, insanely undervalued, and it's at Dimension Force. We don't know it, but this card's going to be money one day. Like, I'm almost confident it will be. Anyway, once again, Flunderies is the deck I'll have a profile up on this channel soon. We'll go over the deck. We'll go over what it does. Well, I mean, the only thing you could do, let's be honest, barrier lock and then snipe your horn next turn. Flunderies is probably one of the best decks for a great play that wants to be playing in a budget. This is what I see this deck as. Yes, some builds you do need Prosperity for. In fact, majority I would recommend Prosperity needs to belong in this deck, but it doesn't have to be. In fact, the cool thing about Flunderies is, yes, you can run Pot of Extravagance. It's not as good, but the card's $1, and if you buy 3 Albast Structure decks, you already own this card. In fact, if you bought the 3 Albast Structure decks, you also own Dark Ruler No More. 3 of these Albast Structure decks and a core of Flunderies will get you a majority of the deck. It's a very good deck that's highly undervalued right now and is dirt cheap. It doesn't do a lot of things, but it doesn't need to in order to be effective. Barrier Structure lock them and then kill them. That's what this deck does. With the rise of the Mega Mono getting a reprint, this deck became even more cheaper. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players as time goes on will want to play a cheaper alternative, and I think Flunneries is that alternative. Signet Mining is another phenomenal card, and it's exceptionally low. Now, this card, original print Cigarette, came out of Dark Neostorm, and it has a bunch of reprint things. But if you want to grab this card, which is slowly increasing in the market, evidently, well, there's one listing here for $13. I would buy this right now if I didn't own my playset already. 13 bucks. After that, the price one goes in to $17 for Signet Mining. This card is criminally undervalued, even though the price has been slowly increasing. It's going to be used in Marincest, and I think as the game goes on, Cyber's monsters are going to be a thing. They're not going to be going anywhere. So I think this is going to be continually good. If you're looking to play Salamandrates, this card is still dirt cheap right now. Alright, Ashbrush Majority Spring is not, though. Yeah, there's no other way to say it. This card is insanely expensive. From the $26 common to the insanely expensive original print Cigarette First Edition, Ashbrush Majority Spring is in desperate need of a reprint. Let's see, an 8th reprint of Ashbrush Majority Spring would maybe lower the price point. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. Is hand traps going to go away from this game? Or is hand traps like Ashbrush Majority Spring, amongst many others, getting yet another reprint in mass? Well, we know one of those is going to be coming out. Ashbrush Majority Spring is going to be getting a reprint, as I believe, an ultra rare in the Megatons at the moment. Even though it needs more reprints, mass reprints, hopefully those will come guaranteed in the Megatons, and hopefully that will lower the price for Ashbrush Majority Spring. Mind you, when Short Strike Soul Burner came out, Ashbrush Majority Spring at its lowest was $6. Then eventually rising to $9, and then, well, now it's $26 a copy. This card's almost a must-have for the Yu-Gi-Oh meta right now, and every Yu-Gi-Oh player needs it. But to pay $75 for this card, more than $75 for shipping and tax, it doesn't make any sense, except the fact that this card is in desperate need of a reprint. Could have been done super rare in the OTS pack, common even, but unfortunately we missed out. Axis Kotoka is another card that's really, really good right now. Think about it. Axis Kotoka is used in a majority of the decks to be basically one boss monster. It's a boss monster that doesn't really need to be only in the Talker archetype. Look at Axis Kotoka at a maximum gold Eldorado. This card price has slowly been increasing. Current value of the card stands roughly around $59, $60 with shipping. Now, if you go over here to Axis Kotoka, it does have original print out of Eternity Code. Once again, this is yet another card that is in dire need of a reprint in this game. Hopefully with the Megatons coming up soon, or even the next Brother Legend sets, or what have you, this card gets that reprint. It needs it badly. Actually, this Brother Legends gets spoiled. Alright, Megatons, last hope, let's go. Alright, up next, Tricksters. I hate Tricksters. I just want to throw it out there. With that said, I like their artwork. I just hate the fact that, you know, you go draw a reincarnation, and then you just beat your opponent down because they ran out of resources. With that said, that is a real play Tricksters can do. Tricksters recently coming off the ban list, and I think a deck recently topped actually makes Tricksters a contention of a deck to be messed with. There's two secret rares, one of Relentless Revenge, and one of Coda the Duelist. By Coda the Duelist is probably the highest rarity version because it's hard to get, and the price point is slowly increasing. Seeing a first edition version of this card, you can see that Trickster Reincarnation first edition right now is $24 for the Coda the Duelist version. If you do want to get the Battle's Legends Relentless Revenge, it's still increasing, but it's still roughly around $3 to $4. Same rarity, same everything, still increasing. Now, once again, I'm not saying Tricksters is going to be the be-all, end-all deck, but it's definitely a deck that a lot of people have to realize can be seen at your locals and at tournaments. It's recently started making an appearance because of the ban list, and I don't think it's going to be slowing down anytime soon. Isolde is a card that just everyone forgets about, so the price goes down, and then everyone's like, oh wait, Warriors are the thing, and the price goes insanely high up. All I'm trying to say is if you do not own an Isolde, Two Tails of the Noble Knights, you're going to want to pick it up right now. Nobody's looking at it, nobody's talking about it, but we can both agree that Warriors will be good again in the game. They've always have, always will be, and more likely will always be getting more support. With that said, looking at Isolde, Two Tails of the Noble Knights, I do think this is going to be rising in value as well. So, Pendulum Revolution did, by the way. Once again, Pendulums, not long ago, well, and even today, is not seeing that much play. With that said, common versions of Pendulum Core from the Structure Deck Master of Pendulums is roughly around $3 to $4. If you want to go ahead and get the super rare version, well, that's been increasing in value. Yes, it's slowly starting to decrease from a $20 high. It's currently $13, but it doesn't really matter, does it, if it's hard to find? I mean, think about it. We don't have many reprintings of Pendulum Core. if you do want to run the Pendulum Magician archetype, you're going to need this card. There's no like maybe, no kind of, no can I sub this for that. No, this is the card you need. And I don't think Pendulums are going anywhere anytime soon, being the fact that they are actually a game mechanic. Konami's not just going to 86 a game mechanic. Yes, they do come in and out of the meta, and I do think Pendulums are that game mechanic that will always come in and out of meta, but I do think it's a good archetype, and I think a lot of players know that. Black Wings are rising in value. Black Wings is one of my favorite archetypes. It's Black Wings, Shadows, like these are my babies, and I love Black Wings a ton. With that said, Black Wings are getting new support. How much support? We don't really know necessarily, but the only thing we know, we have an idea that's going to be a metric ton of Black Wing support. So what are you doing about it? Seriously. Black Wings are rising in value, and as time goes on, they're going to continue to increase with the hype of the Black Wing set. I forgot the name of it already, but when the Black Wing set releasing, we don't know if these cards are going to be good or bad, but we do know Black Wings is a pretty good archetype on its own. Cards like Icarus Attack is pretty broken, and Black Wings can be aggressive. They're a lot slower right now, but will they always be slow? Oh, no, not with a set coming out releasing more new cards. Could Black Wings be the next tier 1 meta deck? It's a real question a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players have to ask themselves. And if the question isn't even maybe, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to start getting cards now? Or would you wait for reprints and hopefully play a lower rarity version of the deck? It's really hard to tell, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you right now, I own 3 different variations of Black Wings in different rarities, because I love this deck that much. And this is what I always say about buying deck cards. People go, V, what's a good card? No, wrong answer. The question should be, what's a good decor? Decors are probably one of the most important things to buy. You can buy a relatively cheap decor nobody's looking at right now, and if a 1 or 2 card spike in value, it pays for the entire decor. This happens over and over and over again. Don't look at archetypes. Don't look at cards in the game. Look at archetypes in the game. Are there good cards, of course? Yes, of course they are. But archetypes is definitely another way to look at this market. And if you do and analyze it that way, and you can pick up a cheap archetype that everyone forgot about at its highest rarity, if it wasn't getting even kind of any support, the hype alone would increase the value of these archetypes. Once again, like I said, if you want to go ahead and check me out on my website, YGOPaisano.com, I have a bunch of great, amazing tokens that are available for a limited amount of time. I'm going to be getting a ton of field centers coming in, probably roughly around 2 weeks. I'll announce on Discord when that does happen. I usually go on Discord. I usually show everybody like once a day, once every couple of days, a new thing coming out that's going to be available in the next couple of weeks. Actually, on Discord today, I released a new Black Edition Shadow Fusion Field Center, as well as a brand new, never before seen Hero Field Center that should be coming out in a couple of weeks on my website, YGOPaisano.com. So please make sure to go ahead and check it out. Got a lot of great stuff over there, and free shipping over $25. If not, it's $3. Everything ships with tracking, and yeah. By the way, once again, the token ship on the 16th. Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. It's your boy V. And you Paisanos have a great day.